society has always held teachers as herself is noble ranks. Educational characters of the children. The teaching profession was one they felt we were surprised to celebrate unscomely. Teachers were on the only ways of professional groups we were meant to applaud simply for existing on the Star Wars story rally and professional at eye. The word rally and professional was and it has always been grown reality nobody is a year merely for working. Occupation I don't care what the occupation is. Because the rating pay water, the line of word most people head into it because it's something tell. Think you can do and tell when to do, and do the things they can make money doing it is not but a reason to take a hobby and immense. It's also not heroic, it is short of moral neutral motivation, most of time doing something because you want. If you cannot result at its doings make you. I might always sound in those make you bad person, it just make you person like the force of stir planning of them even heroic. The ashers in the know, even heroic teacher and the good, being teacher and thoughts. The dispersion they keep in mind the problem. Which adopting a remolating with any professional is that it makes it impossible to hold two people in the professional account of the reason then with the deserved it is exactly with romanticism. It was cultivated in the first place in become especially problematic when we're talking about people who use work so closely with and have soon and influence our will children. You know this should be because for extra extremely more accountability, Lord increasing when warranted because I instead of turning away of ignoring the vast thing when your children are inconsiderate could be catastrophic. The Children's Union have made this situation so much worse but horrors what my from anything recent or teacher as a drag on the treasure professional haranguing the public in the theory that blind eyes and ignoring the negligency or abuse of children in the school system which do happen and has always happening and also be virtual protecting the val teachers will demanding every more consideration and benefits and perks of our teacher respective of the whole performance. The worst situation is the kids made the put a molding and that mess has been to know into. Much Harper relieved of the past nearly, which I are now shared the shoals across the country have been shut down. It was, of course, know almost from the painting as well. Talked about many times, and the school tie there has no rare reason to schools. Shut down and our children are not likely to contract or spread the virus and become even clarice as they react on that the consequence of having the school boots down. Anything they replaced from Skype and some sessions where we talked yesterday the children's epidemic, largest school district in the country promoting a renewable push for classes to resume in the personal district and yet still the teacher unions and many teachers themselves to centrally not I have demanded the school stay short. Education being demanding, the children demanding, would post keep moving and there is no end on the process of what's perceived as better learn. Here's now have is gotten the Washington Post has editorial on my probability critical and for editorial about the teacher of the to avoid going back to work let me read Albeit this greeting beer covered well apparent to three students in distracting its calculated the Farksville country school system, demanding and 10 years of me properties pressing for teachers and an administrator to be vaccinated against the coronavirus. Those vaccines began a week ago, and according to the Falk's country public school supermarket school bar Brandband, yes, his name is Random anyway. 5 teachers have received in the first students, and additional teachers are registered to receive the first dozen son and yet having hopped to the from the vacation line from Brandy Hobbs school board and the I can't even say till name with your lover your is all being public school myself umte first and school board and the teacher unit are the legend opening school that raising the question of we they have the properties in mind the obeying with our days back at vaccinating should be immediately held to take with risks individuals or public servants which might be working outside of the homes for the extra entirely of years have access. Okay, you let of known understand what happened here, the teacher and gather. And from on the extension rally, the education system vary to the from on the vaccine lean butting in from the elderly people, sick people in the risk people. In the talk ever what the agio teacher use is about 15% of the children the 13 so the big and larger are not his people. Many of them have little to worry about, even if you're the every your teacher and your head, so you're probably gonna be should dissatisfied. They use it to worry, put from on the line and after Beijing, where one takes skill for where to go to work, and when I say the man, I have plenty of your work optionally vocally. Do not know verbatim vocal to my meat, his words listen to this. At January, said school board meeting Fairfax. Education Associate President Kimberly Adams said reservoir health first vaccine dose. On January 2 days, I had the shielded start for the school personnel. She has said to your would not support a return to further education every day the five as in September. 9 months after was vacational, the union says that each student must also be vaccinated. Adams also wants 14 days as zero community spread. Yes, I know I want the student vaccinated, but kings again are a very luxury single else you relevant problem a little bit all the history into here. There are in vacation currently a very for kids understand the actually and her demand over to week of service spread is on demand the school resume ever and the people still want to head by have been rated by their demanding from the line of the vaccine we pay with benefits. But Winton having to do their job are just no accounting. This granting simply one of a gratis display of worthing and self-name as have ever witnessed and if you need discovery remember again the children are learning anything to some class. Listening to the teachers to save to you. So the kids theories education is Beijing student in gasoline falling into depression and suicide. The teacher unions look at this losing your shoulders. The only thing carry about the only things period at I is that they personally had the most amount of money and the most amount of the doing the legs. Always been the horse the teacher union always. I don't expect anybody to guarantee administration to skip against the Chicago's. The teacher unions is also resolving the return to work even though a plan was put in place to open school again. To the city wants to open the school with the teachers. Union is saying we're not going, feed and sanitary, not going to back to first because after President Bitt was asked about this yesterday and had a chance to step up for his kids and for the education system, but instead that he has answered. Here was in answer reading what the Chicago teacher unions had resulted definite an order to return in the personal classroom for in-person classroom because of a lack of vacation. Do you believe she teacher should return to school? No, I believe they should make school the classroom safe and secure for the student, for the teachers, and for the help that it starts school managing for the facilities. We need ventilation system in the school. We need testing for people coming in and out of the class. We need testing for teacher as well as student, and as when the capacity to know that is fact the statistic or the circumstance in the school is safe and secure for everyone. For example, there is no reason we declare we disagree with every school should be totally sentenced from laboratories to the hallways and soft skill about marketing on how the school districts time and why of there might be some public school districts have insisted that those pieces being placed. Yep, there is in us what talk about where this in that team do here and absolutely where he had a chance to stand up. I mean Democrats after everything of teacher unions we out that we had advanced to stand up and start listening to back to work. The kids need you stop winning and head back to work. Instead talks about when the ventilation system at a school in the whole country. We do you want ever need it? Ali also do you want my best school shalom? The multi school revolving team from scalded juice to be soft jars the cold if summer left lover. Virus in there or never know terrible the via virus healing somewhere under a flow the easy juice the mercy the eye of reader the medicine the eye not revolving thing because we must yourself they aren't being used to his overhead stat school there is already returned his years of millions of kids on probability knowing the variator. When I aside and doing millions of kids might end up missing 2 years of their education, missing 1 years no the because scenario, things about us not for any kid whose parents over homeschooled, they won't might miss anything in the year gonna better of food most parents are doing that. I marry pants will can do you because they scared have to work up and so those kids. are simply going with on and that will now continue indefinitely because of the chronic utelated according in self-interest, counted and laziness of their unions, and many of these number it as simply as then listen, hit that subscribing button, read to know. I thank you for complacing. It is someone appreciate. Kiss with best with pendulums of anise. Harmonies of last wearing my laps become puppets, and tie me to gilde rivet of one current. We I drowned with sense your gaze, but I refused to open my eyes again because of the infinity word guided kiss, where a major second has a leafy of happiness, and the only language is the rose with your skin. Let my fin directing that listen between your ribs, but it feels as an I touch your hands, and expands with every breath, leading me back to your mouth. So no matter how much I separate my eyelids, I will return to the place in the middle of your smile, but not before admiring your face, and to have a reason to return.